ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to another edition of the Kent Holste Podcast right here on KentHolstePodcast.com and as well as the YouTube channel. I'm so glad that you decided to click that link and join in the conversation as we talk about today's topic of new beginnings. I thought this topic was appropriate because there's so many times in our life where we forget that today is always a new day. And the mistakes that we make, sometimes that are bad, forces us to think that it's the end. Forces us to think that there's no other option that can make us successfully move forward. We just stop. And we've talked about this plenty of times since the restart of the podcast. We've talked about how our minds tend to drift into that unneeded world of negativity because that's what we're so used to. We're used to all these things that are happening around us to forget that there is sometimes some good that can come from a new day. We think just because the day is over and we go to bed at night and we wake up the next day, that things just take off right where they left. And in some cases, that might be the case. But in reality, if you think about it, it is a new beginning. Every day is a new opportunity for you to make the most out of every opportunity that comes your way. People may not be able to forgive and forget, but you can. So we're going to talk about this and lots more with our topic of new beginnings. Have you seen the Kent Holste Podcast website yet? Well, check it out today. It's at www.KentHolstePodcast.com. It's more than just podcasts. There's interviews, blogs, news, sports talk, circle of friends, and so much more. So what are you waiting for? Check it out right now. It's at www.KentHolstePodcast.com. So as always, if you feel the need that this topic is something that you can relate with or you have dealt with before in the past and you've overcome it and you've done so much good from understanding about the new beginnings within each and every single day that we come across, put that in the comment spot on this very page on the YouTube channel and see what people have to say. See what conversations start up, and you might be surprised. I'm sure there's people out there that can relate, that can understand what you've been through in life, because we're not the only ones who struggle. We're not the only ones who go through things and not understand or we try to understand that things happen. We try to understand every single day that there's situations that complex our lives, but yet we don't think about it. We don't think about the good that can come from each and every new day that we go into. You know, I've talked about it before. There was someone that was in my life that every day said the same thing over and over. Today's a new day. Good morning. And, as a kid, you don't really think about the significance of what they were trying to say. But it's totally true. It's totally true what people say about living a positive and encouraging life. It's all how you live and choose to live. You have to remember that we all have these situations that causes us to be down and not like the day before. We think about the day prior when we may have gotten picked on. We think about the day prior of when our boss may have been a little bit too hard on us, not understanding the situations that you're going through emotionally within your private life. Because we all know, and sometimes it's hard for me to do this myself, we have to leave our personal lives outside of our work. Because I've seen it firsthand what happens when you don't. You struggle. It's hard to get through your day. And with the added stress of what happens that day, you're just not doing anything good. But there's people like me who go through that, and it's not that easy to just forget. Forget about the stuff that's going on outside of our work life. Especially when it comes to relationships and the struggles that you deal with at home. And I'm sure there's kids out there that feel the same thing within their home life, with how they're raised and how their parents react to each other. Because unfortunately, we live in a world where, there's people that have to go home and see their parents fight, deal with their addictions, and they don't think that a new day is possible because everything that happened the day before happens again that following day. And it's happened for years and years and years before that. So how is it possible to accept new beginnings? How is it possible that things could get better when it's already this bad? People think that. Heck, I thought it. I never thought it was possible for my life to have happiness, because it was forced into my mind that I had to be miserable. I had to live thinking every single day that I didn't deserve anything better, that I was stuck. You have to take that chance. You have to believe in yourself that there is other opportunities. Because just like with work, if you're not happy, if you're feeling like you're being underutilized, or you're not getting the amount of pay that you think you deserve for the amount that you put in, you think about the stuff at home within your relationships, how you feel sometimes that you put in so much hard work and effort to give that other person what they feel they need. But yet, is that really the case? Are you really giving everything you could really do? Because if things are bad in your relationship, sometimes it just takes the next day to kind of recuperate and be able to talk about things again. And if they do, take that opportunity. And don't look at your problems and your issues from your point of view. Try to pull yourself out and try to think about that other person's point of view. Because if you're both trying to point fingers and not pull yourself out and view things from the other side, chances are you're not going to do anything good. That stuff that happened the day before is just going to repeat itself. But it's not the end. It's just the beginning. Are you looking for a positive place to join a great community? Well, go to the Kent Holste Podcast website, where you can find Circle of Friends. This is a page to be supportive by sharing special events that are positive or even letting others pray for you. A place that people can come together without fear of being judged, no matter race or disabilities. A time to be a part of that person that takes the time to care for others when it's needed most. We are all not just friends, we are family. It's Circle of Friends on the Kent Holste Podcast website. Check it out today. Believe it or not, there's people out there that believe that there is no chance of a new beginning because they've screwed up, they've done things wrong so long in their life that they think because of their age, it's impossible. They think that it's no point. There's no point. It's too late. They're giving up. They're not giving themselves the chance to look out that window and open it up and get that fresh breeze in the air. And understand that outside that window is new opportunities. It's never the end. Because you have to try. It takes work. You know, I felt like that myself. Here I was, 25 years old, and I thought that the things that I did were not possible to fix, to overcome. But it took hard work. It took people around me who were positive and encouraging to let me know that, yes, it is a new day. What happened yesterday and the days before and the years before, that's your motivation. That is your fuel to push harder, to believe in yourself, because nothing is impossible. You can do so many things with your life to make things better, to make things right. You can choose to bring awareness for the things that you've struggled with and talk about them so other people who feel the same way or who have gone through the same things as you know that there's hope, that there's light at the end of that tunnel. Have you ever had those moments where you realize that that new day is quite refreshing? Did you think to yourself that this is amazing? I just have to focus. I have to believe. I have to push myself to know that no matter what roadblocks happen that come in my way, no one is going to tell me that it's not possible. because it is possible. In the comment spot below, I want you to answer the things that we've been talking about so far. The things that you've went through in your life that were hard and were difficult, within your struggles, within your pain and your hurt of whatever unfortunate things have happened in your life, whether it be relationship or work related. We all go through it. There's times where we just feel like, oh my gosh, everything that could go wrong is going wrong. And all this stuff added together is just not worth it. But it is. And it may be hard to believe that at first because you're so overwhelmed. But when you put forth the effort and you work hard and you start seeing the benefits and the things that are coming good from you starting that new page, that new beginning in your life, you're going to look back and go, wow, this was worth it. This was worth every minute of that struggle. That was worth every minute of that move that I had to make. When my store closed in Middlebury, Vermont, I had a choice to make. I had to decide which new beginning I had to take. Was it stay in New Hampshire or go back to New Hampshire, that is, and continue to work for my boss? Do I go to Virginia and work at a store in an area that I have no clue about, with no family, no friends? Or do I live a dream and take that leap of faith, that dream that I've always had of being close to my relatives and my family in Kansas? And just like any new beginning, before you go into it, you have to pray. You have to think about it long and hard and weigh out the negatives and the positives, the pros and the cons, right? And at the end of the day, after taking that time to reflect, the best option after everything that I was put through, everything that I went through within my divorce and losing my kids and losing this store that I worked so hard to turn around, I realized that I couldn't do any more without the support, without the people that mean the world to me nearby. Because I needed that refuel. I needed that ability to surround myself with good people. And when that new beginning started, when I got to Kansas, it all made sense. You know, they always say, follow your heart. Follow wherever your mind feels that is best for you. And I highly suggest doing that. Because I think, and I wonder to myself every single day, what if I just would have forgot about just moving to the East Coast? What if I just would have moved to Kansas a long time ago? Or even to here to Texas where I'm at now, because I always wanted to live in Texas too. What would have happened? I can't think like that. Because each and every step that I took, whether it be from growing up in Montana to graduating high school and moving to Wyoming, moving back to Montana, and then leaving to go to New Hampshire and living in Massachusetts and Maine and Vermont. And those stepping stones led to Kansas. And then it led to Texas. Those were all new beginnings. They were a new chapter. And each time I moved, a new opportunity and a new beginning came into play, which led to new friendships, which led to life lessons about life and work and how to be successful. There's been so many different chapters within that book of life that each day was a new beginning. It was a new start. And I had the chance to either do it right or go right back to that path of destruction to my life where I didn't want anybody's help, that I was stubborn, that I didn't want to listen to anybody. I had to start listening. I had to start following what was truly important. And even though I had to make very, very difficult and very hard decisions about where that next step was going to be, it doesn't mean that I'm not going to look back at that past and think about the people that I came across, the relationships that I had. You know, if you listen to the interview that I made with Kagan Cox about his life, he had failure. He had situations of where a new day would come and he had all these business opportunities. Some worked, he said, some didn't, right? But he never gave up because every day was a new day for him. He chose to take that leap of faith within himself and to push. And why did he do it? Because he was doing it for his wife. He was doing it for his family. He was doing it so he could have the happiness of the future that he's dreamed of. And yes, even though there was success, even now, there's been hard times. There's still been loss. But does he let that affect him? As hard that it is? No. He pushes forward. He lets that page turn and a new one begin. That's what new beginnings are all about. We need to have that same mindset that when things go wrong, when things don't go the way that we expect, we do not just give up at the first sign of trouble. And that goes within our friendships, our relationships, our job life. Because trust me, there was times where I've had many, many jobs. And when things got tough and I didn't want to deal with them, I just gave up. What good did that do? Did I take that opportunity to accept that new day and just start fresh? No. And what if I did? Would things be better? Would things be different? Absolutely. But we can't let those what ifs get in the way of what's already been done. We have to accept that today is that new start. And it's all up to you whether you want to choose to accept that. So what are you going to choose? What are you going to do the next time something in your life that is hard, that puts you to the test, happens? What are you going to do? Are you going to believe in yourself? Are you going to take that leap of faith? Are you going to take risks? Or are you going to watch the world go by and let opportunity after opportunity go right past you without you even knowing the good that could have came from that? Are you looking for a positive change in your life? Well, I encourage you to go to the Kent Holste Podcast website, where there's a link called Positive Lifestyles by Holste. There, you can find products from Q Sciences and Herbalife. Products such as skincare, weight loss, and also products to help you get a good night's rest, pain relief, and so much more. Check it out today. It's on the Kent Holste Podcast website at www.kentholste.com/positive lifestyles by Holste. So on today's podcast, we're talking about new beginnings. We're talking about the things that can happen when you give yourself a chance to believe that there is hope, that there is something good that can happen when you put your mind to whatever's going on in your life and not give up. Think about all the relationships that could have been mended. Think about all the relationships within your life that have gone sour because you just didn't give it a chance. You didn't take that opportunity for time to just heal itself. You know, you have to just understand that the worries that we have in our life, everybody has them. Everybody deals with them in different ways, different styles. But how you go into the future and how you succeed in life is all dependent on how you treat every single day. You can choose to carry on with those same hard feelings and hatred towards others, or you can have that new day to start fresh and clean and accept those people that you didn't the day before. And you open that door to a possible friendship or even business opportunities. You know, there was a time where I worked with someone that we didn't see eye to eye. We worked at a call center and it was like water and oil. We just didn't mix well. But yet we had to team together and work. And we basically begged and pleaded for us to not work together. We asked to have different partners on this assignment. But after getting to know each other, we realized that the things that we didn't like were irrelevant. We started a new beginning by giving each other a chance without judging, without basing certain personal feelings or agendas against each other. We became good friends. And because of this new beginning that we gave a chance, this person was there for me in a time that was very, very difficult. It was during my first divorce, and it was hard. And when I needed someone the most, this person stepped up and said, I know what it's like to go through a divorce. I know what it's like to be judged. I know what it's like to have all this stress on your shoulders and you think that it's the end. But he told me it wasn't. It was just the beginning. It was a new start. I had the opportunity to be happy because I didn't have to focus on the things that were wrong, because that was not going to take me anywhere. I had to look forward and look at the future. I had to see what was right in front of me. And that's the other thing we can take from this. We have to look at the big picture in front of us. We spend too much time looking at what we call the rearview mirror of our life. We keep looking at our past and thinking that the things that we want are just not possible. because of the things that we've looked at so much in our past, it just doesn't go anywhere. You can't go anywhere when you're looking behind you. You have to move forward. You have to trust in those new beginnings. It's just as simple as that. Have you had those people in your life that have had to tell you that these beginnings are worth it? That you have to believe that the future is going to be okay? What did they say to you that really clicked? Talk about that. What advice would you give to someone who thinks that new beginnings are not worth it, that it's too late, it's already at that point where you're done, that giving up is the only thing you have left in your cards? Well, you know what? It's not. We have to show the doubters. We have to show the people that are questioning their lives that there is hope. We have to communicate with each other and be that community that lets people know that there are going to be tough times. There are going to be situations in your life where you feel like you're being chained up, that you're not able to go anywhere. But sometimes you have to realize that those chains that are making you feel that are holding you back are not real. You can rip those chains off at any time. You just have to take that chance. What are your biggest fears about new beginnings? That's a good question. My biggest fear about new beginnings is the irrelevant questions. Like, where am I going to go? You know where you're going to go if you have the right game plan. And if you're wondering where you have to go, then you need to do more work and investigation on what is good for your life. And the best remedy for that, I always have to say, is what? Your faith. You're not going to go anywhere without some sort of belief in your life. And the sad thing is there's people out there that have incredible luck, that don't believe in God, and everything good happens in their life. But even though they have all these good things and everything goes their way, do you think they're truly happy? No, not at all. No matter what, you're never going to be happy. We're always going to feel not satisfied because we always want what's best. We always have higher standards for ourselves than what are actually possible. But that's not a bad thing to have high hopes. It's not a bad thing to wish good for your future on your new beginnings. I'm sure any person who goes into an entry-level job has the goal that they want to progress and move up within that company, right? That's not a bad thing. It's not wrong to think positive about your future. People who go into relationships and say, you know what? One day I feel deep down inside that you're going to be the one that I spend the rest of my life with. Some people may be freaked out by that confidence. Some people might be more welcoming to that idea or that hope, because they're having faith that that new beginning with that person is going to work. So should you in your life, regardless if it's a relationship, whether it's for a job or not. You have to believe that the outcome for everything is going to be good. But be prepared for those times where you have a setback. Be prepared for those times where you have to realize that there are going to be bad days. There are going to be days that you're going to feel like it's far worse than anything you've ever been through. But the next day, you realize that it's not so bad. That you can move forward, that you can believe in yourself, that you can succeed. And that's the mindset you have to have. I just want to take a moment to thank you for listening to today's podcast. Hopefully there's something on today's show that you've really enjoyed. And if that's the case, please like, comment, and subscribe to the YouTube channel. But also do the same things on the Kent Holste Podcast website. It really makes a big difference to those who are really trying to find something inspirational to help their lives. So thank you again for listening and enjoy the rest of the podcast. So as we wind things down within this podcast about new beginnings, I hope that you take the time to kind of think about what we discussed. Because there's going to be things on here that you think, oh, that doesn't pertain to me. Oh, I've never dealt with that. But I think you have. Every day is a new beginning. There's been chances where you've said that to someone. And what was the reason for those situations? What were the times that someone said that to you? You know, we hear about it all the time with our faith, that it's a new beginning. Especially this time of the year when we're just getting past Easter now. They say that because of Jesus rising from the dead and rolling that tomb stone over and walking out, that was new beginnings, new life. We hear about it. But why is it so hard for us to even believe in that? That there is new beginning. That there is hope for us. That every single day there's new opportunity. Why do you think we rest at night? So we can put the things that happened to that day to rest. And when we wake up in the morning, we feel refreshed. We have energy. So why let all that new beginning feeling and sensations go to waste? When we have that opportunity to enjoy life, to take those new beginnings and make everything humanly possible the best out of that day. Because you may see those people throughout that new day that are your bad memories. We may see people that are from the day before that made our day stressful. We may wake up and look over and see the person that we love, but yet there's tension. There's hurt. There's questions in our mind of whether things are really what we see or not. But we can choose to look at and think of those things every single day, or we could take advantage of that new beginning and make the best out of it. Make breakfast in bed. Read the newspaper, watch the news, do something that is relaxing. Enjoy yourself. Smile. If you start every morning with a positive thought, it's going to start your day in the right way. Just like when you eat breakfast, it's the most important meal of the day, right? It gives you energy. It gets you motivated. It gives you the fuel to get through your day. So what's going to be that fuel and that energy for your new beginnings to succeed, to move forward, to make your relationships and friendships last and grow and flourish? Leave the grudges, the anger, the frustrations behind, because they were yesterday's problems. Don't bring them into today. Think about that. Talk about in the comment spot about this. Talk about new beginnings and the importance of it. And the times that you've had to take advantage of those new days, those new beginnings. And how did you make the most of it? Who inspired you to push? Who inspired you to believe in those new beginnings? Anything that you can come up with that can inspire someone to know and understand that tomorrow when you wake up, you have the opportunity to make a name for yourself. You have an opportunity to end the battles from the day before. And start fresh. Now, if you like this topic and you know that there's other people that can benefit from it and join in this conversation as well, please like, share, and comment. But most importantly, subscribe to the YouTube channel. If you haven't done it yet, that little button is right there on your screen. Just take that few seconds it takes to move your mouse over or your fingertip and just tap that. And also while you're there, ring that bell so you get notifications of new videos and topics that are being posted. Let's make a difference. Let's inspire people. Let's be that community that we have and grow and become stronger and realize that today is a new day. Tomorrow is a new beginning. And as long as we know and we understand that, the opportunities are endless. So remember to think and be positive. Do what you can, not what you can't, to create new beginnings, new opportunities for your life. I believe in you. Don't you think you should too? And if you see someone who served our country, whether it be military, police, fire, or even those hardworking daily medical staff people, please give them an elbow, give them a fist bump, tell them how much you appreciate them. You never know how much they might appreciate that. It's all about kindness. So let's do that today. And until the next time we talk, thank you for listening. Thank you for clicking that link and joining in the conversation. Until we meet again, be safe and God bless.